Dyslexia International, a not-for-profit charitable organisation in partnership with UNESCO, is building a first-of-its-kind, a revolutionary tool, an e-campus with the potential to combat illiteracy specifically caused by dyslexia worldwide. Dyslexia International e-campus is a place where teachers can freely access the quality materials they need to teach all their students to read and write, including those most at risk of school dropout, those students with specific learning difficulties known as dyslexia, who are known to make up at least 10% of the population. Around the world, nearly 1 billion people are illiterate. 10% will have specific learning difficulties known as dyslexia. They risk remaining illiterate throughout their lives. The United Nations defines an illiterate person as someone who cannot read and write a short statement about their everyday life. Illiteracy is directly related to poverty and underdevelopment. Too many schools don't have books or trained teachers. Teacher training in how to teach literacy to all students inclusively is widely in demand, so the Dyslexia International e-campus is timely. In many parts of the world, dyslexia is still not understood. Where it is understood, education ministries are failing to implement the necessary teacher training as part of their teacher training programs. Teachers need the relevant training, but currently governments don't supply this training comprehensively. This creates a gap in the market for certain organisations to sell the relevant training that teachers need. This means that only a limited number of teachers are trained properly. The private fee-paying schools that have sprung up are not the answer. It is clear that the big winners here are certain organisations and private schools, while the big losers are the majority of dyslexic learners. But it doesn't have to be this way. Dyslexia International is a not-for-profit organisation in partnership with UNESCO. With a team of effective practitioners and leading experts in dyslexia, Dyslexia International are building an e-campus that offers a range of free online resources. One is Basics for Teachers, where they learn what dyslexia is, how to identify it, and how to address it in the classroom. The Dyslexia International Scientific Panel, a team of distinguished international experts in literacy and learning disabilities, support Dyslexia International projects that address illiteracy and the dyslexic learner. These experts advise Dyslexia International in many areas. Here, Professor John Stein, neurophysiologist at Oxford University and a long-standing member of the panel, responds to the question, why are dyslexic people who find reading and writing difficult so creative?
And that means that during normal education, non-dyslexics get only the right hemisphere specialised for this holistic activity, but the left hemisphere is now specialised for this linear kind of sequencing. And that linear sequencing, by the way, is not a natural kind of thing, because in the wild, the world doesn't have linear sequencing. You have trees that are more or less symmetrical, you have bushes that are more or less symmetrical. It doesn't matter which side the stalk of a tree is, but it does matter which side the stalk of an A is, or an O, or a Q versus a P. And so you have to train the left hemisphere to do all this linear sequencing. And what that does is force out of the left hemisphere its ability to do holistic kinds of processing. So the advantage that dyslexics have is a consequence of the fact that they don't do that specialisation so much, and so the left hemisphere is still quite good at visuospatial processing. So they have both hemispheres to do it rather than only one, and that's why they turn out to be such good artists, etc.
It is thanks to the many committed Dyslexia International volunteers, its excellent sponsors and colleagues and supporters worldwide that Dyslexia International continues to develop its cost-free, open educational resources and open courseware at the eCampus, now increasingly in use as the rising statistics show. Here is Fialta, our eCampus coordinator, talking at a recent Dyslexia International summer workshop.
Hello, my name is Fialta, I'm 23, I'm Canadian, and I study speech therapy here in Brussels at the Université Libre de Bruxelles. I started working last summer for Dyslexia International mostly as a translator, translating the eCampus from the English to the French. Now, as I have acquired knowledge about dyslexia, I really feel I can truly help make this eCampus the best online resource for teacher training about dyslexia. This summer, as eCampus coordinator, I have looked through all the resources that were on our website and the ones suggested by our volunteers to make sure everything was up to date and completely reorganized the way we present the resources. We are proud to say we offer only free resources to permit access to information for all the teachers in French and English. We are also working on adding a new section to the eCampus about the benefits of a music training on children with dyslexia. We are looking forward, now that we are satisfied with the content, to having it completely professionally redesigned to make it the most accessible and the most effective for teachers and ministries all over the world.
Support this valuable resource for teachers worldwide. Please go to our website www.dyslexia-international.org to donate. We thank all our sponsors, in particular the Oak Foundation, for their long-standing support. And our thanks go to all our colleagues and associates who make our work possible. From all parts of the world, professors, ministers, teachers and trainers are sending in their words of support and appreciation.